Hey everyone, and welcome back. For new watchers, my name is Laura Bailey and I am a senior lecturer in English Language and Linguistics at the University of Kent. I'm making these videos to give you a little bit of an idea about what I'm up to and to give you my top tip. So if you want to see my previous videos, they're all in my channel, and of course you can like and subscribe so that you never miss a single video. So this week I want to talk to you about reading lists. For the last few weeks I've been working through my own reading lists because what I'm doing is, with a group of students, we're reading a set of academic articles on a particular topic. And we chose to read about the way that you can leave out the object sometimes in sentences in recipes. So you can say bake the cake for 20 minutes, that's fine, but you can also say bake for 20 minutes. And in context, it definitely does mean bake the cake for 20 minutes, not just something like engage in the activity of baking for 20 minutes. So that's what we're reading about. And this reading group is part of our summer internships that our students can sign up to if they want, and they get something called employability points for doing those. So that's my current reading list. So when you get to Kent, you'll find that you have a reading list for each of your modules. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what a reading list is and what it's not, and I'm going to tell you how to get the best out of yours. So your university degree is made up of modules, and you'll probably do 3 to 4 per term. Each one covers a particular topic, and each one has its own reading list attached to it. So the list is created by the lecturer of that module, just as the content of the module is, and as its name suggests, it's a list of things to read, but it's a lot more than that. Our reading list software allows us to mark whether an item is essential or recommended or background reading. So the essential readings will be things like the core textbook, the reading that will be discussed in the seminar, things like that that you really have to do. The background reading will be things that might interest you or that might be useful if you pick a particular essay topic, or if you want to take a topic further, for example. So this means that you can prioritise your work. You can get started straight away on the essential readings, and then you can move on to the background readings once you know how much time you've got. You rarely have to read all of the items on your reading list, and that prioritisation system is there to help you to do that. It's to give you a starting point for your further reading and for doing your own research. Now, the list also lets you mark things as read or to read or important. And again, this is going to help you manage your workload, because it means that you can keep track of where you're up to, and you can also keep track of things like things that you want to come back to when you're working on your essay at the end of term, for example, and things that you've still got to do. And you can even suggest items to add to the list. This is so important to me personally. So you might have seen there's been a lot of discussion over the last few years about decolonising the curriculum and diversifying reading lists, and there's been a lot of controversy about it in the newspapers, I suppose, but it's a really important topic. And it's because reading lists typically consist of lots of work by middle-class white men from North America and the UK and so on. And they don't typically include very much work by people of colour, by women or non-binary people, by trans scholars, by disabled people, working class people, people from the global south, loads of different groups of people just are typically not included so much on reading lists. And that's not to say there's anything wrong at all with the classic work by middle-class white men, far from it, but it means that we're missing out on all of those perspectives if we don't have them on our reading lists. So that's what that's about. So I said just before that the list is created by the lecturer. It's even better, in my opinion, if students are co-producers of the reading list. And the lecturer is, of course, the expert in the topic. That's why they're teaching it and you're learning from them. But a democratic learning environment means that everybody has a say, everybody can be heard, everybody has the ability to make suggestions. And that's what I try and do. That's the kind of environment I try to create in my classrooms. So when you get to university, learn from your lecturer's expertise, of course. You should definitely do that. But also use your reading lists critically. What does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean criticising them as such, it just means thinking about them, thinking about why they are the way they are and what's not on them as well as what is on them. So it's really up to you how you use the reading lists that you're given. You can use them as a practical tool to plan your reading. You can use them as a way to determine what the minimum work is that you can get away with doing. or you can use them as a jumping off point for really diving deep into a particular topic that excites you. So no matter how you use them, one very important thing to know is that we have really amazing librarians who will help you to use them in every way that you want to and will tell you everything that you need to know. So that's my tip for this week. If you want to find me on Twitter, I'm Linguist Laura. I have a blog about language, linguistlaura.blogspot.com. You can find our department on Twitter and on Instagram at KentELL, yeah. And of course you can go to kent.ac.uk to find out a ton of information about studying at Kent and about the department and about everything else you could possibly want to know. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss the next video.